already discussed use of a and the articles in my previous video, and here I'll be solving the question of use of any and some. So any and some, they are also included in determiners, and I'll be following with other topics from determiners. Now let's get started at English for all reasons good and solve your problem. So first I'm taking any and the compound words of any, like anyone, anybody, anywhere, anything. So any means koi bhi ya koi ek. Now what are the rules where we use any? सबसे पहले any जो है उसका मतलब नेगेटिव नहीं है. एनी उन सेंटेंसेस में यूज होता है जो सेंटेंसेस का मतलब नेगेटिव निकले. जहां सेंटेंसेस में अगर नेवर, नॉट, रिफ्यूज या विदाउट यूज हुआ है तो वो सेंटेंसेस नेगेटिव बन जाते हैं. देन नॉट, नो, नथिंग, वर्ड्स लाइक दिस. सो वहां पे उन सेंटेंसेस में नेगेटिव मीनिंग निकलेगा और वहां पे हम एनी यूज करेंगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, शी नेवर गेव मी एनी मनी. सो since we are using never, it becomes negative. Another example, he went out without taking any precaution. So without, it becomes again negative. So without taking any precaution. Now next rule is sentences which have barely, scarcely, hardly. So in words का मतलब भी negative है. So that is why in such cases also we'll be using any. For example, we hardly ever go for any outing. So again हम कभी भी किसी outing पे नहीं जाते हैं. So again it is negative when we are using any. Now next is before plural countable nouns and uncountable nouns. हमने articles में किया था a और an के केस में that it is used before singular countable nouns. So जब plural countable noun हो जाए या uncountable noun हो तो उस केस में हम any या some use करते हैं. For example, do you have any parcels for me? So parcels जो है वो countable है लेकिन plural है तो यहाँ पे a या an नहीं आ सकता. So therefore, do you have any parcels for me? We are using any. Now why aren't we using some here? Because in most questions we will be using any. So this is here and I'll be dealing with this just after a while. So do you have any parcels for me? It is a question and we are using any. It is plural countable. Now after that we have sentences suggesting wonder or doubt. So doubt again, it is negative. Wonder and doubt. जब किसी चीज पे शक है तभी हम हैरान होंगे. सो जहां पे शक या हैरानी है तो वो नेगेटिव है. सो देयर विल बी अगेन यूजिंग एनी. फॉर एग्जांपल, आई डाउट if there is any truth in a story. So there's a doubt, it becomes negative. Now coming to most questions. So most questions we will use any. These include don't, didn't, doesn't, haven't, etc. So there's already not there. But if there is nothing, if there is no, and questions like this, there is not is not here. Again, nothing is not here, but since it is a question, we are using any. So for example, here in this case, did you buy any milk for the pudding? So again, since it is a question, we are using any here. Now it expresses an indefinite number or quantity. Any जो है उसकी कोई definite amount या quantity नहीं पता है. वो एक indefinite number और quantity बताता है. For example, in this sentence, did you buy any milk for the pudding? So milk का कोई हमें amount या उसकी कोई quantity नहीं पता. कितना दूध? We don't know. So did you buy any milk for the pudding? Now here, used often with if. जिन sentences में if हो, conjunction if use हो, उन cases में any use होता है. For example, if there is anything you want, feel free to ask. So if there is anything, anything again it is a compound word of any. So if there is anything you want, feel free to ask. Now there's one more thing that I would like to tell about any. Any के केस में कोई limitation नहीं है, किसी भी तरह की restriction नहीं है. For example, in this sentence, sorry, if there is anything you want, so anything, कोई भी चीज चाहिए. So कोई restriction नहीं है कि सिर्फ इतना चाहिए या सिर्फ इसमें से ले लेना. So if there is anything you want, no limitation, no restriction. So in that case also we use anything. So ये rules है, इनको याद रखना है and we will be able to solve all the questions. So things to remember is sentences with negative meaning, most interrogative sentences, plural countable or uncountable nouns, sentences when there is a sense of no limitation, And in positive sentences जहाँ पे conjunction if या whether आए. So these are the cases for any. Now we move on to some. Again, I'll be taking compound words of some, somebody, someone, somewhere. So some का मतलब है कुछ लोग, थोड़ा या कुछ. So the rules, first is affirmative sentences. तो any जो है वो अगर नेगेटिव सेंटेंसेस में यूज होगा तो एफर्मेटिव के लिए हमारे पास सम है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई हैव सम आइडियाज फॉर द शो. सो जहां पे पॉजिटिव है वहां पे सम. देन अनकाउंटेबल नाउन्स. सो ये हमने पहले भी डिस्कस किया कि अनकाउंटेबल नाउन्स और प्लूरल काउंटेबल नाउन्स इन केस में सम या एनी यूज होगा. सो देयर इज सम मिल्क इन द जग. सो ये अफर्मेटिव भी है, अनकाउंटेबल भी है, तो इसलिए हमने यूज किया सम. अगर ये नेगेटिव होता तो वी वुड हैव बीन यूजिंग एनी. सो दिस इज अगेन द डिफरेंस. सो देयर इज सम मिल्क इन द जग. नाउ इन केस ऑफ प्लूरल काउंटेबल, द एग्जांपल इज देयर आर सम कलर्ड पेंसिल्स ऑन योर टेबल. सो काउंटेबल बट प्लूरल. सो देयर आर सम कलर्ड पेंसिल्स ऑन योर टेबल. आफ्टर दैट, used for unfamiliar or unknown thing or person. So ये एक different rule है जहाँ पे unfamiliar या unknown चीज आ जाती है या person आ जाता है. So हम वहाँ पे some use करेंगे. जैसे someone called you when you were upstairs. So किसी ने call किया when you were upstairs. So उस केस में हम some या someone use करेंगे जहाँ पे चीज हमें पता नहीं या जिससे हम बात कर रहे हैं जिसकी जैसे कॉल आई है. सो वी डोंट नो दैट पर्सन. सो समवन. आफ्टर दैट, in case of offers, requests, invitations, when suggesting or asking for something, shall I bring some sugar for you too? Question mark. Now this is an interrogative sentence. But with most questions, the rule is we have to use any. Then why are we using here some? So now understand exceptions. Exceptions are always there in English. So जहाँ पे sentences में कुछ offer कर रहे हैं, कोई request है, कोई invitation है, कोई suggestion है, कुछ पूछ रहे हैं, so वहाँ पे हम some use करेंगे. या फिर जिनका हम आंसर एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि यस होना चाहिए तो वहां पे हम सम यूज करेंगे. जिनका आंसर यस होना चाहिए मतलब वो एफर्मेटिव हो जाएंगे. सो उस केस में ऑब्वियसली वी हैव टू यूज सम. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, shall I bring some sugar for you too? So in this case, we suppose we are sitting with our friends. So we are offering something. So shall I bring some sugar for you too? So जहाँ पे offer है वहाँ पे some use करना है. Why don't you have some rest now? A suggestion. Why don't you have some rest now? Then can I have some rice? Again it is a request. So can I have some rice? So in such cases, even if they are interrogative sentences, चाहे ये questions हैं लेकिन हम some use करेंगे. So remember this exception. Now, after this, again, some कहाँ use होगा? Affirmative sentences, plural countable and uncountable sentences. Then it can be used in questions if you are offering something, suggesting something to someone or asking, requesting for something by thinking that the answer is yes. So अभी हमने ये discuss किया. So or you are hoping for such an answer. For example, didn't I give you dash money yesterday? Now what are we expecting here? Didn't I give you? So यहाँ पे ये negative भी है, didn't I give you, और ये question भी है. So didn't I give you dash money yesterday? So didn't I give you some money yesterday? Now क्यों? क्योंकि हम expect कर रहे हैं कि हमने तो दिया है. So that means the other person is to say yes. Didn't I give you some money yesterday? Now, if the question had been, did I give you dash money yesterday? मतलब खुद पे doubt है. You are having doubt in your mind even कि क्या मैंने दिया था. So did I give you any money yesterday? Then in that case it would have been any. So didn't means, so didn't I give you, उसको बोल रहे कि मैंने तो दिए थे. So didn't I give you some money yesterday? So you just have to take care what type of sentence it is and then decide between some and any. Now it is used for indefinite quantity or number of something. So similarly, as it is in any indefinite number या quantity होता है, कोई limitation नहीं है. But the difference from any is that some has a limitation. It means a few or little. बस ये थोड़ा सा difference है. Some का मतलब बिल्कुल indefinite नहीं है. कुछ क्वांटिटी है, वो क्वांटिटी का नाप या कोई नंबर नहीं है, बट स्टिल वो बहुत ज़्यादा या अनगिनत नहीं है. बस ये डिफरेंस है. सो उसका मतलब सम का मतलब अ फ्यू या अ लिटिल निकलता है. Then it can be used in questions. So I've showed you those questions which have the meaning of offering something or requesting for something or asking for something. So there we can use some. Now another exception. Now any, it can also be used in affirmative sentences. How? So where the meaning of the sentence, it says no restriction or no binding. So I have done this before also. For example, we'll take another example. You can take help from anyone. So again, there's no restriction. So there's a large group maybe sitting. So you can take help from anyone. So this is a positive sentence and we are using any because इस sentence का मतलब है कि कोई restriction नहीं है, किसी से भी help ले लो. Another example, you can pick any color. Again, कोई restriction, कोई limitation, कोई binding नहीं है, कोई भी color उठा लो. So you can pick any color. So in such cases, again, we'll be using any. So now I hope all rules they are clear. Now we will be solving an exercise. Before that, watch this video on articles a and the because I have included few sentences based on the articles also. Now here is the exercise. Now you can take a picture of this exercise because I'll be starting with the exercise and then answers they'll come on the screen. So if you want to solve it on your own first, so you can just click a picture and solve and then you can come to the answers. Now let's get started. Now the first one, is there dash milk in the refrigerator? So this is a question. So in questions, in most questions we have to use any. So is there any milk in the refrigerator? Then Sahiba doesn't have dash sisters or brothers. Now again it is negative sentence. So Sahiba doesn't have any sisters or brothers. Then put dash coin in the vending machine. Now this coin, it is singular countable. So we have to use a here. Put a coin in the vending machine. So we have to take care of these things. Then there were dash marbles on my table. Now this is an affirmative sentence. It is a positive sentence. There were dash marbles on my table. So there were some marbles on my table. Then he took dash rest and then went to dash market to buy dash loaf of bread. So he took dash rest, positive thing. He took some rest and then went to the market to buy dash loaf of bread. To buy, it is a loaf of bread. So again, you have to see the meaning of the sentence and then solve it. Next, don't begin dash crying again. So again, negative, don't begin any crying again. Then is he paused for dash reply. Reply, it is singular countable. So he paused for a reply. I don't believe in dash superstition, negative. So I don't believe in any superstition. So I hope it is easy and clear now. So now these are again sentences. If you want to solve them on your own first, so you can just take a picture, solve them and then come back again. Now, ninth one. Have you dash suggestion in this regard? Now, have you dash suggestion in this regard? It is a question. So have you any suggestion in this regard? Next is, will you spare dash time for me? Now here in this case, will you spare dash time for me? Now here it is you are asking for something, you're asking for time. So will you spare some time for me? I wonder if there is dash sugar in the bag. So it is wonder and it is if also. So we have to use any. It is a rule. So I wonder if there's any sugar in the bag. Now here, dash gold is dash precious metal. Now this gold, it is a metal and we have done that in the previous video, if you have watched that, a and an. So before materials, the objects from which, or the metals from which are used as a material to make something, we are not to use any article. So here nothing will come. Gold is a precious metal. Now after that, the next one, can you return me dash money my brother lent you yesterday? So in this case, they're talking about some definite amount of money, some particular money. So can you return me dash money my brother lent you yesterday? So this becomes a definite, and here we'll have the article the. Can you return me the money? Now next is, can I have dash more soup? Now again, this is a request. Can I have some more soup? Now after that, there were scarcely dash takers for the new design. Now scarcely, it is negative. So we have any. There were scarcely any takers for the new design. Now 16. I am looking for dash good clothes. Positive sentence. So I am looking for some good clothes. Now next is, buy dash oranges if you see dash. So buy some oranges if you see. Now if in a sentence, so we have to use here any. If you see any. Buy some oranges if you see any. Now next one, you can come to meet me dash time you want. So you can come to meet me dash time you want. Now we have done, there's a rule that in case of any, there's no limitation. So here also the sentence is meaning there's no restriction, there's no limitation. So you can come and meet me anytime you want. So anytime you want. Now next is, I saw dash unicorn sitting under dash umbrella. So this sentence will have articles. Articles a and an. So I saw a unicorn, because the sound it is not a vowel sound. A unicorn sitting under an umbrella, because here in this case the sound, it is a vowel sound. Now next is, I wish to buy dash property in this area. Now I wish to buy some property in this area. It seems right. But property, it is singular countable here. So singular countable, we are not to use some or any, we have to use an article here. So I wish to buy a property in this area. I hope that it is clear now. So now I have 10 questions based on the compound words of any and some. So let's solve them very quickly, because the rules, they are going to be the same. So these are the answers. If you want the answers to see like this, you can. Now these, fill in the blanks using anywhere, anyone, anybody, someone, somebody, somewhere, or something. Now let's get started. So you can check dash. You are not going to find it here. So a negative sentence, you can check anywhere. You are not going to find it here. Then she has discovered, positive sentence, she has discovered something. He can't hear. He's completely deaf. He can't hear anything. Negative sentence. Now dash called when you were upstairs. So this sentence we also did an example. So someone called when you were upstairs. Then again a question sentence. Is there dash important? Since it is a question, is there something important? Otherwise would have been correct, but it is a question, so we should write, is there anything important? Now sixth one, dash can tell you that these stones are worth nothing. So nothing is there, so a negative. Anyone can tell you that these stones are worth nothing. So seventh, would dash help me to come down from here? Yes, I will. So first thing, it's a request, and then there's affirmative also. So we have here, would someone help me to come down from here? I need dash to sit. So positive affirmative sentence, I need somewhere to sit. Now next is, did you find my cap dash? Yes, here it is. Now it is a question, but it is affirmative also. So did you find my cap somewhere? Yes, here it is. So if the answer is affirmative, if we are expecting yes, so we have to use some, or a compound word of some. Now next is, there is dash at the door, but I don't know who he is. There is someone at the door. unfamiliar and unknown. So don't see here that it is negative. The rule here is unfamiliar or unknown person at the door. So there is someone at the door. I don't know who he is. So I hope that all your confusions are clear now and you can solve any questions based on some and any. So these are the answers, and that's all for today. Hope you've enjoyed. Subscribe for my channel so that whenever I bring next lesson on grammar, so you are there to watch it. So bye for now. All the best for your exams, and I hope that all of you score well. Thank you.